Hey, this is Jerry Maynard of Soul Success. I'm so glad you joined this podcast where we talk about your inner man, the essence of who you are, who you really are. You know, the trophies that we have of success, like our house, our cars, the clothes we drive, who we date. Those things are fantastic, but they cannot fulfill the void in your life. Sometimes we have things that are going on internally that if we don't take care of those things, we can't enjoy the trophies of our success. That's why I created Soul Success, to give lessons that I've learned through my years as a businessman, a father, a pastor, a teacher, a community servant, of what I needed in order for me to have true success. What happens when you're by yourself, all alone? Are you happy? Let me ask another question. Do you really like yourself? On a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you like yourself? 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. Let me go to a real question. How do you love yourself? Scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. There was a time I didn't really love myself. I didn't take care of myself. I was so busy taking care of everybody else, I didn't take care of myself. I ended up having health problems because I didn't love me. And that's why I said I had to get soul success. Even though I was out in the world driving the fancy cars, beautiful women, beautiful house, beautiful clothes, jewelry, all the things that people say, ooh, he's got it going on. But when I was at home by myself, I was miserable. And I decided I don't like that life. I want to be happy in my home, in my skin, internally, no matter what anybody else thinks. That's why we have this podcast, to help you as we grow together. Today's episode, I want to talk about invisible pain. You know what pain is. Pain is that experience that you have that is not a good experience, where the senses in your body goes to the brain and tells the brain you are suffering. Sometimes it's good because if you touch something that's hot, that pain is a signal to the brain to tell the body to take the hand away from the thing that causes that pain. If you have fear, some fear is good. For example, if you see a snake and the pain comes right to your brain because you have anxiety about the snake, it's a good thing. But other pain is not good. That pain that you have, that you don't take care of, that you do not solve, but you allow it to fester and fester. You know what I'm talking about. Short-term pain is what we call acute pain. Long-term pain is what we call chronic pain. We're going to have pain. Just by living, you're going to have pain. If you get up in the morning out of bed, you're going to experience pain. The question is, what do you do about it? Some people don't do anything about it, and we don't even know that they're suffering in silence. I call that invisible pain. You know, recently had a dear friend of mine commit suicide. Multi-millionaire, lived in the fanciest neighborhood in Middle Tennessee, beautiful children, beautiful wife, but took his own life. And I said to myself, he was suffering in silence. There was invisible pain there that he did not allow anybody else to know about, and ended up taking his life. Taking care of everybody else, always being the person with the broad shoulders. But then on the inside, there's some pain that started off short term, but became long term because they never dealt with it. We have got to deal with pain and issues that come, and we need to deal with it right away. If you broke your leg today, would you go a year without getting treatment? Come on, somebody. If you got a migraine, you're going to say, well, that's just the way it is. No, you're going to do something about it. Well, then emotional pain is the same way. Spiritual pain is the same way. Internal pain is the same way. You got hurt 2 years ago, 20 years ago. Don't let it fester, but rather deal with it. Whether it's through therapy, whether it's through your spirituality, you've got to deal with the pain. But if you allow it to fester, that invisible pain will all of a sudden become to manifest itself in some way, some form, or some fashion. As a business owner, there's a lot of pain because there's a lot of stress. There's a lot of stress when you are an entrepreneur. There is no paycheck coming at the end of 2 weeks unless you make it happen. And I have payroll. I got to pay 7 people, which means there's a lot of stress. If I don't deal with that stress through meditation, working out, praying, praising God, giving him glory, doing those things, taking time for myself, I would be suffering, and I would allow an acute or short-term pain to turn into a long-term chronic pain, which is not good. When we seek help, when we talk to a therapist or someone, it may not be resolved in one day, but you need to thank God that you have another day to live. You need to praise God that you have another chance in your business, on your job, with your family, that we never take the day for granted. And even though we may be in pain, if we rejoice that we are living, because the dead can't feel pain, but those who are alive sure can. As Soul Success, what I have done is I understand that pain is going to come. The question is, what do I do with it? Do I let it fester, or do I address it? I'm here to encourage you. If you want to have soul success, internal success, spiritual success, emotional success, and physical success, don't ever let short-term pain turn into chronic pain. This is Jerry Maynard with Soul Success. I'm glad you joined us. I look forward to talking to you next week. Be blessed.